It's gonna do that every single time we make a show. Anyway,
as long as half the universe doesn't die.
Oh shit.
And you want one of them?
Right. Let's get started anyway. Right. Hi everyone. Welcome to London Matters. This is a political, social commentary with a bit more to it, but we'll get to that in a minute. Before that, let's introduce ourselves to everyone. My name is Matthew. Co-hosts and co-hosts Ryan and Jamie, otherwise known as J Titan.
How's it going?
Right. Right. Like I said, we'll get back into the thing in a minute. We'll get to that now. What you can expect from us, from London Matters, is we will be doing, like I said, social and political commentary, as well as interviews from time to time. So we already have interviews set up, mostly companies, so that will be charities and businesses alike. We also have some interviews with mayors and some other small-time business owners and big-time business owners, like I said before. But if you want to see that, follow us in our little series and journey and you'll see it. It's all soon enough. Okay, what do you guys think of this? It's taken so long to get this.
So far so good. So what are the topics on the roster? What have you been looking into this week?
Quite a few things. Although I don't think we'll get through all of them, but we'll get through what we can. Right. How have you guys been? I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Not too bad.
Yeah, just working part of another cog in the machine.
Yeah, same actually.
Another cog in the machine. So
stress.
Stress equals life.
All right, cool. For the first topic, why don't we go with what's been happening this week? And this week has been, I think the top news has been the whole Ashley Madison debacle. Right, so everyone should know by now, but the gist of it is Ashley Madison is a dating website for people in relationships and marriages, and for people that want to have extramarital affairs, basically. And basically a group has come in and is basically threatened to leak information, leak all their clients, their customer base, leak all their personal details to the internet, which is basically left them all information like.
So the information's been kind of violated, I suppose. Their terms of privacy or whatever is
the privacy's been violated.
It's kind of it's quite a controversial kind of subject, because on one hand, I imagine you'll get one group of people going, well, you do the crime, you do the time sort of thing, and then you'll get another group of people who.
Have you seen what's spawned out of it though?
I haven't, to be honest with you.
Because how they've done it is they've hacked the site, got all their clients' personal information, and they put it on torrent sites.
Are they going by a name, or do they have like a anonymous?
There is a name
of those groups.
There is a name. I can't remember what the name is. I've done the research. I left my notes and my talking points. Back set. Can't be asked to go get them. It's the learning curve called London Matters.
Okay, so we've got a group of people, and they've hacked into this website, and they're basically saying like, yo, we've got all the names and pictures and.
You're saying did they threaten or did they leak it?
They threatened. They said if you don't shut the website down, we're going to leak all your clients' personal information.
Oh,
so that's like bank details.
So this is personal. That sounds personal. You're not asking for money. You got to treat this like a ransom, like a kidnapping. So
it is a ransom.
Yeah.
The ransom is shut down your site, or we will leak the information.
But I'm saying it sounds more personal, because obviously they're not looking for money or some kind of reward or something. They want the site gone. Yeah, they want it gone. So
yeah, but the thing is, with this is now that it's on like a couple websites now where you can freely go and get the information, and with that information you can find out whose account belongs to who by tracking the email, the IP address through the bank details, and like email with along the bank details track it down to a particular person,
The individual,
the individual, and with that comes extortion, so you can extort money out of them. But my beef is with the people that actually done the hack in the first place. Okay, fair enough, you shouldn't be cheating on your spouse. That's just plain wrong, especially if they're not okay with it. It's kind of dumb.
If they're not okay. I'm sorry.
No. That's what I mean. No, what I mean is that you get those.
Yeah, there's a lot of open relationships.
Those kind of open relationships. That's what I'm talking about.
And the rich are different.
No, that's a topic.
The rich are different, man. They're not monogamous family.
Okay.
That's so that day.
It is
Let's
definitely.
not get into it. Let's not go into it.
Okay.
That's it.
So with that, my beef with them is it's not your business. What's happening? Or you shouldn't be having an affair. Good, whatever comes to you, you deserve it, kind of thing. It's not your business. My personal stance is it's not your business because you don't know what you're unleashing on these families. Okay, yeah,
It's like nuclear fallout sort of thing. Like you may have a vendetta against one individual person, but in the destruction that you cause,
it's not even
you're
independent.
not hurting so many other people.
They've got this holier than thou attitude where they obviously believe that cheating's wrong, a lot of people believe that, but they're strong on their feelings about that, and so they're acting as vigilantes and causing so much havoc, but they obviously believe that they're doing the right thing. It's like one of those things, like if there's two people you know and one of them's cheating, most people would say, I'm going to go tell if you don't confess, but it's not your business, it's not your relationship, kind of thing. You don't know what kind of havoc you bring in. And so, like, the thing is, with these hackers, they don't know why some people are cheating. They might be in an abusive relationship and they're looking for like a way out or whatever, or it could, or it's like, or the person's in the wrong, but it's still not your business. You don't know them from Jack, and also you don't know what Aberdeen is your release. So like in Saudi Arabia, there's a guy in Saudi Arabia. No one knows his real name. He was on Reddit, like anonymously. He had like a Reddit name, but don't know who he is. And he's basically saying that he's gay, that his information is on Ashley Madison, and he's scared to death that they're gonna find out and he's gonna be killed. Because in Saudi Arabia, if you're gay, that's it. You're done.
You get
So
canned.
they didn't. I'm willing to bet anything that they did not count on that. They didn't think that. They didn't.
And they don't care. And as far as they're concerned, you did it. So whatever comes your way, tough.
Yeah, this is one of the.
That's one of two things, though, isn't it? It's like it's either they didn't know, and all this fallout. People, like in Texas, I think, like in Texas somewhere, it's like this is a rumor. This isn't been confirmed, but like there's a police officer in Texas who's committed suicide. Yeah, that's all over the news. Like not the news, like the websites and stuff.
Apparently, there's been a few suicide cases since this is all.
That's apparently none of them.
But none of us, yeah.
No, or even double confirmed.
From what I've read, anyway, we don't know. Maybe they have now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's entirely unrelated altogether, which wouldn't surprise me with the way media is today. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, and obviously it kind of puts
what kettle of fish. That's a Pandora's box.
Yeah. Well,
people like now. People like some guy's scared for his life. There's rumors of people committing suicide over this. I would not be surprised if that was true.
Okay, but then you're not clocking. Maybe this was the idea.
Yeah, if
they were like, right, we know this is going to cause problems. We know that some people are going to lose their lives over it. Do you know what?
Exploitation.
Yeah.
So there's that, which makes it worse.
So,
and then there's the other hand that they've gone, oh shit, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this kind of fallout. Either way, like it's not.
Well, obviously,
it's not their place.
The story in itself kind of puts the limelight on the hackers, and for the last few years now, hackers have been kind of getting a lot more media attention, sort of thing. you go back on, I'll say 10 years, and they were like myths, they were like unicorns. You didn't really hear about them too much. You didn't even sure if they really existed. And now they are kind of, they're up there with the damn terrorists. Let's just put it that way. They are literally terrorists.
I wouldn't even go that
Yeah, but no, but this is the thing though. You wouldn't go that far, but politicians fucking would. Yeah, and all the people who all the people who have power, money, secrets, things that they don't want the wider scope, the wider general public to know about. Hackers are a big threat to them, a massive threat to them, because everything we love and treasure and everything we tuck away is on a mobile phone, on a laptop, or on a computer, or on a hard drive, or on a USB stick. It's somewhere. And wherever it is electronically, as long as it's, unless it's not plugged into a system, that means hackers have access to it. And if they have access, and they can get access to that and do what, say for example, these guys are doing, it becomes a really big problem, which is why, again, obviously what terrorists are doing is physical, mental terror and everything else. But what hackers are doing is they're behind the safety and the closure of their computers. And they are either working for us as people, exposing...
Like Anonymous.
Like Anonymous, they're kind of working, well, most of Anonymous at least, are working on behalf of the people.
Oh, I've never going to pick Anonymous.
Yeah, and then you kind of got, like you said, you have hackers who just don't care.
Just malicious.
They're the jokers. They're just out for the chaos. And then obviously, the government and media, being who and what they are, they will hire hackers to make hackers look bad. They will spin stories like this, for example, where it's just like all hackers are bad people, because that's what we do as a society. We take a name, we stereotype them all with that name. So now, that's what I'm saying. So right now, hackers have a bit of a good name for themselves with Anonymous and all them kind of groups there. For the most part, they have created an idealism, I think, for people where we're kind of starting to go, well, oh, wow, look what we can do. We can actually expose them. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes and what the truth, the underlying truth.
One thing I want to say though is that there's been a lot of focus on like the website itself. Like there's been a lot of blame shifted towards the website.
Well, yeah, because they have that policy where you can delete your account for a fee, and they totally didn't. So now they're getting sued, and they've put a bounty. I say bounty. Yeah, I can't think of that word. They put a bounty on information that can like expose the hackers.
Okay, so like a reward.
A reward. But it doesn't touch the reward doesn't even touch the amount they're getting sued for. It doesn't even touch it.
No, because they're paying lawyers right now to cover.
Yeah, they've got to use their revenue to pay back the people that are affected.
Yeah.
But if you're the hackers, just like Ryan said, if you've done it deliberately, then you've just ripped apart families. Like, okay, fair enough, it's not much for family if the person's going out cheating. But if you're on the other side, where you didn't expect this to happen, then you should have obviously didn't think this through, and you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Well, no, they are an idiot, because if they did not calculate for the fallout. So they didn't calculate for the person in Saudi Arabia who's scared for his life. They didn't calculate for the rumours of people committing suicide over this. There are people that there's people that they ripped their kids are finding out the shame that they bring on the family and stuff like that. And then on top of that, there are people that have made the account and it's like out of jest, or they made the account but they've never used the site, and now they're being extorted, and they just don't want their partner to find out because it's awkward to explain and stuff like that. So it's really ripping families apart. And if you don't know that was an outcome, then you're an idiot. If you didn't know, then you're a monster.
So far from what you've conveyed to me, and obviously we're just basing this off of what's out there at the moment, but I personally, I'm not going to take any sides on this. I kind of feel like it's a dog-eat-dog situation. Where obviously, the people that, like you said, the people are cheating, they're doing something wrong, regardless of, the who said, he said, and all the semantics and whatever, and we can go down that road.
There's also nuances.
It's a road back, yeah. And then obviously the hackers, it's either a case of they don't give a toss and they've decided, right, this is what we're going to do, done, or they have some actual motive or vendetta or
holier than thou.
yeah. Alright, that may be the case,
Maybe.
but I'll be honest, I can have a holier than thou attitude, which I will be exposing to you all in due course.
Yeah, we will do to some extent. Anyway, can't just talk about that anyway. Move on. The other one, we have two more, but I'm not sure if we can fit it in today's episode. But yeah, anyway, this other one I saw in the news this week as well is basically this woman is on a bike and she's riding down the street and there's a man crossing the road and she's coming down at such a speed she can't stop. She's on a bicycle and the guy's stepping out but he has to step back and he basically like, it's kind of like, what are you doing kind of thing. And she's like, and as she heads towards me, she can see the look on his face, and she says, "Please don't push me off my bike." And the guy goes, he throws some slurs at her, and she drives past him. And then she goes a long distance. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put the link in the description so people can see the video for themselves. But yeah, she's going down the road, and about a couple yards, maybe even 10 yards, and she looks back, and the guy's chasing her. And he catches up with her. He's like, you what? If you can put the finger up at me, and pushes off the bike. He like proper lunged her off the bike, and she falls into the road, and like there's traffic and there's heavy traffic and everything. And like so the police put that video out, and I think like a couple of hours later he handed himself into the police. So yeah, good, handed himself. He's conscious, like got better of him. But he shouldn't have done it in the first place, but obviously. Now my message is for him and for everyone else is, come on, really, calm down. Alright.
Calm down, it's only an advert here.
No, because like people get so pissed. Like if you give someone the finger and they will flip. Like violence even. So that, like this woman, she's obviously, he said that you don't see it in the video, but she's obviously giving the finger. And that's what's pissed him off to the point where he chased her down the road, pushed off the bike into the road. I'm like, what if she pushed her over and a car ran over her, or ran over her head or something? What was it worth it? Was the violence? Was it worth it?
There's a surprising amount of this on public transport or just in general.
People are just angry these days.
I genuinely, you just reminded me like about probably a year, maybe more, a couple of years, like similar situation. I got off the bus, I'm in North Greenwich by the O2, I'm going down towards the underground, people coming up, like me and this guy are kind of caught each other as you do, and you're going by, and I carry on walking, and this guy has chased after me, pulled my hoodie off of my bomber jacket, when bomber jackets were a thing again, you know, the sleeveless. The sleeveless.
Yeah, I suppose.
1985 people. So yeah, pull my hood off.
I'm 85 baby.
Pull my hood off my thing.
What do you know?
Yeah. So we're all basically like there's certain adverts, and if you don't know that, then she's too young for you, bro. Yeah,
She's not Sesame Street.
But yeah, basically, like he's pulled me back now, and like he's like, oh, you bumped into me, and to be honest, he had alcohol on his breath at 10 o'clock in the morning, like strong talking like rum. And like I basically said to him, like, dude, we're in North Greenwich, there are about 6 different Camrys, go for it. If you're gonna hit me, go for it, please, go for it, so I can sue you. And he just kind of like, just kind of walked off and sort of, but yeah, like this random anger thing that people are doing over nonsensical things, like, don't get me wrong, when someone barges into me, I'm like, frick, and I carry on though, because I expect it. I'm not going to chase someone down and kick them off their bike because they gave me the finger.
That's the thing.
Not everyone's as rational as you.
Well, not rational. It's very true. But that said, it's the whole, like, dude had alcohol. I mean, I'm talking like strong Saturday night alcohol on his breath at 10 o'clock in the morning.
You make wrong decisions though when you're pissed. When you're like drunk and you're angry.
So do we know this guy? Like, he handed himself in. Obviously,
there's no name.
There's no name. Was there any, like, did he, I mean...
So we don't know what happened after that.
Oh no, yeah. Like in the police in the statement that police released, he was like really like remorseful, and they didn't press charges, and the woman didn't have any injuries, and she didn't need any like medical attention. But from what I was reading, that's not the point.
No.
No.
And two, like even if it was the point, you don't know what you're doing. This is why I say violence is such a thing you shouldn't do. It's so unpredictable. Like you could punch someone in the face and that's it, they're dead. Not there and then, but like a blood clot because of where you've punched them, or they might have a previous condition, and because of what you've done to them, it's triggered it or made it worse, or things like that. Like I was going to say about where the area I live. I don't think I'll say it on the internet.
No.
Probably
best not to do that.
But near where I live, a guy years ago now, this guy died. He was hit in the back of his head, just a punch in the back of his head, and within hours he like fell into a coma, ended up in hospital, and then like the next day he was dead.
Madness.
And he was in an argument with this guy, and the guy I think it was the thing was he was built like, he had a pretty decent build, so the guy didn't want to take him on. But then when he turned his back, the guy went and punched him in the back of his head.
Ah, okay.
And from that, yeah, the guy died. Now, it's the same thing, when you do these violent acts, okay, there's a difference between doing violence and then defending yourself. Some people will say, oh, you're doing this kumbaya people. No. There's a difference between self-defense and like aggression. Yeah, and when you go into the whole aggressive state, you don't know what the outcome is. People say, "Oh no, we should do little fisticuffs and it's fine. You walk away when you're done." But
hey, here's something as well that a lot of people never consider. Is that okay? You talk about someone could just punch someone in the face and they die,
yeah.
Someone could theoretically go and punch someone in the face, and that person turns around, pulls a knife out, and stabs them in the
You don't
face.
know what yeah.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what?
I've seen something similar.
I've seen something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. A simple beef where you can walk away just turns and get
So,
escalated.
and then even right, and so since we're spanning on the random consequences of violence as well, I remember when we were still in school, and someone did something to some, I can't remember now, to be fair, what background she had, whether it was Asian or Russian. All I know is that her family was the sort of family you don't mess around with. And some guy basically slapped her or whatever. I can't really remember the details of why they did it or what it was about.
Yeah.
I do know that when that girl went back to her family, and obviously they wanted to know what happened, that family then went after that guy, and that guy got vanished. Like, vanished. So there's also like, don't know necessarily sometimes
It's the big fish thing. When you don't, no matter how much of a big fish you think you are.
Yeah, there's a bigger fish.
Possibility of another big fish.
There's a big fish, and obviously there are some. I think to some extent, like, I don't know if it's maybe the movies that we watch has kind of subtle our brains a little bit. We don't seem to think that these things can actually happen to us, but they can.
Really can.
They can and they do happen. Do you know what I'm saying? There are some very dangerous people and families and groups out there, and if they find out that their daughter or their sister or their spouse or whatever has been attacked or treated unfairly or whatever, then the repercussions to that are going to be much worse than the slap or the punch.
Yeah.
So, but that is, where did that happen as well? The guy that
It happened on a road called Mayo Road. Some
Okay.
people will know where that is, some people won't. But it
so
doesn't really matter.
yeah.
But yeah, you don't know what you're dealing with. And the thing is, there's someone I know, I won't say who or what they are, but she is very, you could say passive aggressive? You could say that, but yeah, she never backs down. Never backs down. And the thing is, she's always angry. Always angry.
Oh no, that's not passive aggressive, that's just aggressive.
aggressive.
Passive aggressive is when you try to sugarcoat it. make it seem like
Yeah,
you're not being aggressive, but actually you are. Yeah, aggressive is where that sugarcoating is not there.
Yeah, so I've told like she's a little thing. Like,
Oh, bless.
yeah, exactly. She's a little thing. So like, I don't think she could take on anyone, but she doesn't give a two. She doesn't care. She'll get in an altercation with anyone, not physical, but she'll just gun anyone. I'm like, you're gonna gun a crazy person one day. You're just gonna spat off at the mouth on a crazy person, and they're just gonna lay you out.
Hey, Rick James has been warning us for a long time, man. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. And that alone, like, we all know, like, there's two people that I don't mess around with. If I'm out, if I sit up when I leave now, and I'm on my way home, I mean, to be fair, I'm not the most social of beings anyway with strangers. But if you're drunk, or I feel in any way that you're on drugs, I'm going to part ways from your vicinity. Because there's no...
Well, so I think that's all we've got time for. I wonder if anyone can notice if I was nervous at the beginning. But that's how these things start off. I mean, there's some shows out there that are really, really good. There's some shows out there that if you see them now, they're amazing. But if you see them from when they just started out, you can see you can see the big pearl drops coming off their faces from nerves. So this is taking forever, and because I want it to go so right, it's made me a little nervous. But hopefully that'll be all like rained out as we go and get more experience and become more pro. Hopefully in the future. Right. So that was London Matters. That was a taste of what we are about. If you liked what you saw, you can follow us on any of the social media sites. We'll have links to them in the description and to the other links to the other sites, so they'll be interwebbed. So if you liked what you saw, give us a like, subscribe, comment. With the comments, say us what you liked, tell us what you didn't like. The show's called London Matters, so tell us things like what matters to you, and we might discuss this. We'll discuss them in those shows. We want the positive comments, we want the negative comments, because it's all feedback.
Absolutely.
And what else? Right. You don't have to answer verbal words, but how long do we have?
That's it.
About a minute.
Done.
Right, cool. In that case, we're done. That was London Matters. My name's Matthew, Ryan, J Titan. We will be back. I'm not going to tell you when, how long that will. No. We will be regular and we'll be consistent. But I'm not going to tell you like, oh, we'll be back next week. No.